This is Jay Mancini. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we keep the wheels rolling and the cash flowing. So today we're going to talk about 3 things to avoid when you're new in the dump truck business. So guys, these are 3 things I wish I knew that I could avoid when I was new in the dump truck business. So today's video, guys, is gonna be quick and straight to the point. I had the other day a conversation with this guy and he was like, hey man, one of my relatives is new to the dump truck business and this happened and this happened. And I'm sitting there listening to the story and I'm like, man, I need to make a quick video about the 3 things you must avoid when you're new in the dump truck business. First thing you need to avoid, guys, is having the wrong insurance coverage, meaning the following. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about some scenarios that I've seen and actually been through myself, okay? Having the wrong insurance coverage, guys, is a big no, okay? Reason why, guys, is I'll tell you a quick story. I have a story where this guy, okay, he happens to be driving his dump truck and guess what happens? He gets into an incident where he actually hits these cables, okay, these power lines, and he ends up making a big mess at the job site. Well, come to find out, when it's time to file what's called a claim on his insurance, you wouldn't believe this, guys. Even though he owned the truck, he wasn't listed as a driver. So guys, you have to make sure you have the right type of insurance coverage, meaning make sure you're listed as a driver, okay? Make sure also that when you're getting insurance, not only are you getting it through someone who's a reputable agent, but also make sure they're getting the proper coverage for your dump truck. I've had these several scenarios, guys, where I've seen guys that have gotten these really cheap, what's called cheap quotes and actual bot coverages. And then next thing you know, they come to find out a month or 2 or even 3 or even 6 months down the road that this whole time they didn't have the proper coverage, okay? Meaning they thought they had coverage for a dump truck, but in reality, they had coverage for a box truck or they had coverage for a pickup truck. So guys, make sure that you have the right insurance coverage when you're new in the dump truck business. This is essential. Why? Again, it's going to eliminate a lot of headaches down the road. But most importantly, guys, you got to cover yourself. You got to make sure that you're protecting not only yourself, but your family, because you do not want the worst to happen and then something come back and fall on you. Number 2, guys, not having all the permits you need to operate. Now, if you haven't already seen our video, permits you need before starting a dump truck business, make sure you check it out, guys. Guys, it's very important for you to have all the permits you need to operate. And I'll tell you a little bit more of main reasons why you need to have these particular permits, okay? These permits that you need are going to save you a lot of trouble down the road, okay? One is your DOT permit, motor carrier permit, okay? Of course, we talked about already insurance. There's several other permits, and like I said before, you can check them out at the other video, but you need to make sure that you have all of your operating permits. If you don't, guys, I'll just play out a scenario for you, and I've seen this happen before in the past. I've seen guys actually drive a dump truck, not have all their permits in place. Next thing you know, they get pulled over by DOT, okay? And guess what happens, guys? Depending on the permits that they do not have, either they get a ticket or they get multiple tickets. And I've even seen it where these guys have actually been pulled over and out of service, meaning they cannot move their truck. Their truck will be stationary there. And then guess what happens? They have to get their truck towed, which of course, as you probably already know, means a lot of money, a lot of wasted time. And of course, besides the expenses, the headaches, okay? So make sure that you have all the permits that you need to operate. Number 3, guys, working for brokers or companies that pay late, or even worse, that don't pay you. Guys, I've seen it where owner-operators have worked for brokers and have not gotten paid. Yes, I've seen it many times before, okay? So one of the things I highly suggest is that whenever you're going to work for a broker, make sure 1, they're reputable, 2, make sure you know how long they've been in business, and 3, guys, make sure you know what general contractor they're actually doing the work for, meaning the following, okay? If you're working for a broker, you know that they're working for a general contractor, okay? And if the general contractor is a reputable company, more than likely, the broker is going to get paid. And if the broker gets paid, that means you as the owner-operator should also be getting paid. So I highly suggest, again, do the research on the broker and also go an extra layer, an extra step. Find out who the general contractor is that the broker is doing the work for, just as an insurance, right? To make sure they're both reputable and you will be getting getting paid the way you really should. Now, I've also seen it where there's owner-operators and brokers that have worked with companies directly and also have not gotten paid, meaning the following. Here's another story, okay? As a broker, it's actually happened to us in the past, okay? And I'll be very transparent with you guys. Several years ago, towards the beginning when we first got started, we actually had a gas station that we were doing, or we were actually sending trucks and we were hauling in and hauling out some materials. Well, come to find out, guys, I did my research on this company. They were pretty big. Now, I got to say, they were not from the local area. They were from another city, but they were from the state of Texas. I felt pretty comfortable based on their background and the research I have done, but I'll be honest, we had never done work with them before. Well, come to find out, guys, after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, we're not getting paid. Well, as you probably already know, and if you don't know, 30 days to begin with is a long time without getting paid, not to mention 60, 90, or 100 days. So, guys, we had to unfortunately go through all the laws and regulations and file liens, and to spare you the time, fast forward, that company filed for bankruptcy, and unfortunately, we never got paid. So don't let that happen to you. Make sure that you know who you're dealing with, and also, as I mentioned before in one of our other videos, make sure that you have an agreement, okay? Make sure there's something in writing to just know that you're gonna get paid, and if for whatever reason they don't pay you, you have some kind of legal document saying that they owe you that. In conclusion, guys, make sure that you have the proper insurance coverage for your dump truck. Make sure that you know who you're working with, whether it's a broker or an actual contractor or company directly. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you have everything in order as far as a document to make sure you get paid on time and properly. And then, of course, guys, make sure that you have everything that you need as far as permits before you actually get out there and get on the road and start operating as a dump truck owner. I hope you found this valuable, guys. If you did, please like and subscribe. And guys, as I always say, keep the wheels rolling and the cash flowing. We see you on the next one.